Good day, Father. I am Brother Rico Adapon of the Society of Jesus. I'll be discussing thesis number 3 on body and soul. I become interested in discussing this subject matter simply because, as you yourself mentioned in our class, this is an important matter to discuss as we appropriate our faith life in the realities of the ordinary people that we will be serving in the future. It is necessary to go back to history for us to be able to deeply understand how other people wrestle the concept of body and soul, starting with the Hebrews. In the Old Testament, person's body and soul or spirit were not understood as independent or mutually exclusive to one another, which means there's a principle of inseparability, or in the language of metaphysics, their interconnectedness of being among those three. From the Hebrews, we learn the concepts of nephesh, ruah, and bazar. Nephesh is the overall principle of life which differentiates from living being from the dead, while bazar is simply the flesh or the body, that the physical tangible self, and usually it is paired with nephesh. They go together or complement each other. Ruah literally means breath or wind, or in Latin, spiritus, connoting vigorous life, vitality, creativity, or the life force. In the same way that Nefesh and Basar complement each other, Ruah unites them all. Therefore, these three important Hebrew concepts unite the person into one. Into what? It means Old Testament does not promote dichotomy or trichotomy in relation to the nature of body and soul. If the Hebrews unite the concept of body and soul into one inseparable reality, what do the Greeks tell us? From the Greek anthropology, St. Paul discussed three important aspects of human being, namely the body or the soma, the soul or the psyche, and the spirit, the pneuma. Soma is the physical body or basar in the Hebrew concept, while psyche is the natural life or nefesh in Hebrew concept, and pneuma is the supernatural life or the Holy Spirit indwelling in the heart of a person, or ruah in Hebrew. In Pauline system of presenting the nature of human person, there is already dichotomy or trichotomy, so to speak. Influenced by Platonism, the Greeks would tell us that physical or material bodies and their attributes are simply imperfect copies or shadows of their eternal forms in the world of forms or ideas. Notice that there is a hierarchy. The body and its concerns are subordinate to the soul, and the soul is subordinate to the spirit or mind. Unlike the Hebrews' unity, the Greeks see the nature of the human person in different hierarchy and dualism. Soul and spirit are superior from the body, and the body or superior from the body or the physical world. But not all Greeks think that way. If Plato believes in the superiority of soul and mind over physical bodies or realities, Aristotle believes otherwise. He believes that the soul cannot exist apart from the body. Souls are not capable of existence apart from the body. If our ancient thinkers and early community presented unity, hierarchy, dichotomy, dichotomy in presenting the human being, then how about the doctors of the church, like Augustine and Thomas of Aquinas? Augustine is greatly influenced by Platonist and Gnostic Manichaeism. He tells us that we must struggle to overcome the body in order to save the soul. Notice that Augustine is a Platonist. To avoid evil, humans must focus inwardly on their soul or mind, which is closest to God. It clearly demonizes the body from the soul. Therefore, there is a dualism and Gnostic principle in the theology of Augustine, favoring the soul over the body and demonizing the flesh as evil and presenting the soul or the spirit as good. Thomas of Aquinas presented the nature of human person differently from Augustine. From Thomas, or for Thomas rather, the human person is an embodied spirit. The soul is the form of the body and capable of existing apart from the body. Without a living body, the soul is not complete substance. Therefore, Thomas believes that there is distinction between body and soul, but both are united without separation. This dualism and Gnostic thought, accept it or not, are ever present in our everyday life. Some of us, even religious, would think this way. I remember a homily of a Jesuit brother of mine demonizing anger as something that comes from the devil. He says that if you are angry with another, then the devil is operating within you, not knowing first the source of that anger. After the homily, I asked him, "If you insulted my mother and I got angry with you, do you think the devil is operating within me?" Some of us would tend to spiritualize rather than understand first where the anger is coming from. Another example, the police director then and now a senator, expressing his thought about those people having tattoos as bad people or ex-convict. I myself got a tattoo, but do I consider myself as bad or ex-convict? Of course not. Goodness and badness of a person comes from within and the act that one is doing. We should not define the person, uh, we should not define a person from one aspect alone. When I was growing up, we were taught that not to talk about sex in public or among ourselves because it's a sin, according to some. So growing up, we were afraid to deal with our sexual urges because we thought that it's sinful even to think about it. So indeed, our culture in some of our communities, believe it or not, are stuck in dualism and Gnostic theology, meaning we need to inform and educate to each other in order to nourish and progress our faith now and in the future. We need to counter this wrong theology. In the book of Genesis, God created the world in His likeness and image. Even God Himself thought that His creation are good. We are created body and soul, and both are good. And we have to remember that as a people of faith. Pope Francis in Laudato Si even mentioned that Christianity does not reject matter as evil simply because it is the temple of the Holy Spirit. Again, we are created in the image of likeness of God. If this likeness of God is considered as bad or evil, as what the Gnostics are saying, then are we saying that God created evil? Absolutely not. God never created evil. This body and soul that He created, it is created by a good God. Therefore, it is good. We have to remember always that important uh, teaching of our church, that we are created in the likeness and goodness of a good God. Therefore, we are all good. Thank you.